Hello and welcome to K News. This is Hardik Trivedi. Let's have a look on what is happening in India and in the world. Joe Biden said Friday night that he's begun receiving intelligence briefings as he warned that Russia, China and other adversaries were attempting to undermine the upcoming US election in November. The presumptive Democratic presidential nominee was not specific and offered no evidence while addressing a virtual fundraiser with more than 200 attendees. But in the process, he confirmed receiving classified briefings after saying as recently as last month they wasn't getting them but might request on one report of Russian bounties being offered on US troops in Afghanistan. We know from before, and I guarantee you I know now, because now I get briefings again. The Russians are still engaged trying to delegitimize our electoral process, Biden said Friday. China and others are engaged as well in activities designed for us to lose confidence in the outcome. The White House and National Security Council did not immediately respond to request for comment on Biden's statement. Reached by phone, a Biden spokesperson did not immediately provide further details. Biden received intelligence briefings while vice president but told reporters he was not getting them as of June 30. He said then that President Donald Trump's administration had not offered classified briefings, even though they are traditionally provided to major party nominees once they win primary. The European Union is warning the Trump administration to hold off threatening trade sanctions against EU companies involved in the completion of new German-Russian and Turkish-Russian natural gas pipelines, and instead discuss differences as allies. This week, the Trump administration warned companies involved in the projects they will be subject to US penalties unless they halt their work. The move has further increased tension in already fraught US-European allies. I am deeply concerned at growing use of sanctions or the threat of sanctions by the United States against European companies and interests, EU Foreign Policy Chief Joseph Borrell said in a statement, adding similar attempts had already been made in cases involving Iran, Cuba, and the International Criminal Court. Where policy differences exist, the European Union is always open to dialogue, but this cannot take place against the threat of sanctions, Borrell said. European policies should be determined here in Europe, not by third countries. US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo announced this week the administration is ending grandfather clauses that had spared firms previously involved in the pipeline's construction from sanctions authorized by the Countering America Adversaries through Sanction Act, a 2017 law aimed at punishing Russia in particular for interference in US elections and other matters. SIT set up to inquire into the Kanpur ambush in which 8 policemen were killed by Vikas Dubey and his henchmen, has sought information from the people on the gangster's criminal antecedents, including his alleged connivance with various authorities. The 3-member special investigation team headed by Uttar Pradesh Additional Chief Secretary Sanjay R. Busreddy on Friday issued a mobile number besides an email ID and postal addresses for the people, including their representatives, to contact the SIT for appraisal or whatever they may know about a 9-point probe agenda of the inquiry team, maintaining that it has to submit its probe report to the office of Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath by July 31. The probe panel, also comprising Additional Director General of Police Hariram Sharma, and DIG J. Ravindra Gaud said people can contact it between July 20 and 24 in the afternoon. The inquiry will be conducted at the office of ACS Busreddy. Those who want to provide evidence, documentary or oral, can meet him personally between July 20 and July 24 in the afternoon, an official statement said. Those interested in providing details of evidence can also give the same on phone and email or through a letter. The team is probing the sequence of events leading to the Kanpur ambush and the role of Dubey's sympathizers and political patrons, and had visited Kanpur on Sunday, said an official. The SIT had also gathered information from the Kanpur district magistrate and senior superintendent of police Kanpur about Dubey's rise and the cases lodged against him, apart from the post-ambush action, the official said. A woman and her daughter set themselves on fire in front of the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister's office, allegedly over police inaction in a land dispute case in Amethi. The mother-daughter duo sustained burn injuries and were admitted to the civil hospital, where their condition was said to be critical. Police said the incident took place at around 5:40 p.m. on Friday in the state capital's high security zone, as it houses the assembly as well as the Lok Bhavan, the office of Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath. The police personnel posted there swung into action as they saw the woman engulfed in flames and rescued them, they said. A video of the incident went viral on social media. They had some dispute in the Jammu area in Amethi. They had come here but did not approach anyone and instead tried to immolate themselves in front of Lok Bhavan, a senior police officer said. We are probing the matter, the officer added. A regional party with 2 MLAs that withdrew support from the Congress government in Rajasthan has announced that it will now back Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot. The CM received letters of support from the Bharatiya Tribal Party this evening. Both the Bharatiya Tribal Party of India (BTP) MLAs announced their support to the government by meeting with their state executive officials and discussing their demand. Ashok Gehlot tweeted after the party called on him. Vilaram Gogra, BTP's Rajasthan chief, had said earlier that the party has been giving issue-based support to the Congress, and if the government meets their demands, they will consider supporting in it case it comes to a floor test. It added the BTP voted for the Congress in the Rajya Sabha elections last month after the government promised to meet their demands. The 2 BTP members were among 101 lawmakers that attended the Congress Legislature Party meeting at a Jaipur hotel on Tuesday. They later left the hotel, saying they would take a call on supporting the party at an appropriate time. BTP legislator Rajkumar Raut on Tuesday said police snatched keys to his car and that he was under detention and several people were asking him to go with them. The video soon went viral. Pilot's social media team circulated Raut's video to highlight how the government was harassing lawmakers. The BJP too cited the video to claim the government was intimidating the lawmakers. The Bombay High Court on Friday asked the Maharashtra government to state its position on a petition seeking compensation for families of frontline workers who died after contracting COVID-19 infection on duty. A division bench of Chief Justice Dipankar Datta and Justice Anuja Prabhudesai was hearing a petition filed by social worker Ketan Tirodkar. The petitioner had sought direction to the state government to declare frontline workers, including doctors, police personnel and others, who died after contracting the deadly infection on duty as martyrs and to give their families compensation. In its response to the petition last week, the state government had said insurance cover is being provided to all healthcare workers in private and government-run hospitals under the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan package insurance scheme for health workers. The bench on Friday, however, noted that the state government's affidavit was both cryptic and casual. We want to know what the state government stand on the plea. Is there any law policy in place? Chief Justice Datta asked. The court posted the petition for further hearing after 2 weeks and directed the state government to clarify its stand. HDFC Bank on Saturday reported a net profit of rupees 6,658 crore for the quarter ended June 30. That marked an increase of 19.58% compared to the corresponding period a year ago. In a regulatory filing to stock exchanges, HDFC Bank, the country's largest private sector lender by market value, said its net revenue stood at rupees 34,453 crore in the April-June period, up 6.46% compared to quarter ended June 30, 2019. HDFC Bank said its net interest income increased 17.84% to rupees 15,665 crore in the June quarter. Its net interest margin, a key indicator of a bank's profitability, stood at 4.3% in the April-June period, unchanged from the previous quarter. The lender's asset quality worsened on a sequential basis. HDFC Bank's gross non-performing assets as a percentage of total loans came in at 1.36% in the first quarter of 2020-21 as against 1.26% in the quarter ended March and 1.40% in the quarter ended June 30, 2019. HDFC Bank reported a 48.89% increase in total provisions and contingencies to rupees 3,891 crore in the first quarter of current financial year. On Friday, HDFC Bank shares had ended 3.46% higher at rupees 1,099, outperforming the benchmark Sensex index, which climbed up 1.50%. Bahujan Samaj Party chief Mayawati said today that Rajasthan Governor Kalraj Mishra should take conscience of the instability in the state and recommend President's rule. Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot, she said, had openly violated the anti-defection law and cheated the BSP for a second time by getting its MLAs included in the Congress. And it is also evident he did an illegal and unconstitutional thing by phone taping, Mayawati said in a series of tweets in Hindi. The governor of Rajasthan must take conscience of the political deadlock and instability prevailing in the Rajasthan and should recommend imposition of President's rule in the state so that the condition of democracy in the state does not deteriorate, she said. It's time for a short break. We'll join you in a short while.
This we have done the fun with the cooler number one. Kachesco more fun in the cooler number one. Take a don't run from the sun and take Insta number one. दीवाना 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 इतना सुंदर जैसे कोई सपना
Welcome back to K News and thank you for watching. Let's continue the streak of news. Former Rajasthan Chief Minister Vasundhara Raje on Saturday attacked the Congress over the crisis triggered by Deputy Chief Minister Sachin Pilot's revolt against Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot, saying that it was unfortunate that the state was paying for the turmoil in the ruling party. It is unfortunate that the people of Rajasthan are paying for the discord within the Congress, she said, going on to list problems that the state is grappling with. At a time when COVID-19 has claimed more than 500 lives and positive cases are close to 28,000, the BJP leader said. At a time when locusts are attacking the farmers' fields, at a time when crime against women is at an all-time high, at time when there is problem of electricity, she said. There is no point in trying to drag the BJP and BJP leaders' names through the mud, she said over the Congress allegations that her party was trying to topple the elected government. This is the first time that Ms. Raje, the BJP's most prominent leader in the state, has issued a formal statement on the Congress crisis. For most of the past week, she had been silent, and the BJP has made cautious statements on the Congress turmoil amid allegations that the party is actively backing Sachin Pilot's rebellion to set up a coup on the lines of Madhya Pradesh. India and Japan have restarted discussions to firm up dates for the annual summit between Prime Ministers Narendra Modi and Shinzo Abe, possibly around October. The summit is expected to focus on expansionist China that has been attempting to change the status quo on its borders with India and in the East China Sea around the Senkaku Islands. People familiar with the development told. The Modi-Abe summit, initially scheduled to be held last December in Guwahati, was put off due to protest in Assam over the passage of CAA. Discussions on the next date were paused after the virus that originated in China spread across the world soon after, killing over 6 lakh people and grounding the world economy. But as the world suffered, China's Xi Jinping went on an overdrive to expand its territory in the South China Sea and its land border with India. It has lately initiated the process to get its army to disengage along the LAC, but the troop withdrawal process has been a slow and deliberate process. A defense white paper by the Shinzo Abe government released this week countered China's aggressive moves in the East China Sea and the South China Sea and its relentless attempts to alter status quo by coercion as a key concern. Indian government has issued notice to social media giant Twitter, asking the microblogging website to share full details of the recent unprecedented hacking of global high-profile users' accounts, including information on Indian users affected by the hack and the data impacted. The agency quoted its sources to claim that the Indian government's cyber security agency or computer emergency response team has contacted Twitter for information on the sensational incident that has raised serious questions on the security of data on extremely popular social media platform and triggered investigations by the Federal Police of the United States. CERT is the nodal national agency for responding to computer security incidents. In a massive hacking incident, around 130 high-profile accounts, including those of Democrat leader and US presidential nominee Joe Biden, former US President Barack Obama, entrepreneur Elon Musk, business magnate Bill Gates, and rapper Kanye West were compromised earlier this week. A Buddha statue which was discovered while digging the foundation for a house in Pakistan's Pashtun dominated Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province's Mardan district was smashed into pieces by local construction workers on Saturday because they considered the relic to be un-Islamic, drawing the ire of the authorities concerned. The statue was discovered in Mardan's Takhtabai area, which was a part of the Gandhara civilization, while the workers were digging to lay the foundation for the under construction house. A video which has since gone viral on social media showed the construction workers smashing the Buddha statue using a sledgehammer and expressing their resentment against the un-Islamic relic. Local media quoted an official of the Pakistan Tourism Department who said that the authorities have taken note of the incident and are looking into the matter. Abdul Samad, Director, Archaeology and Museum, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa said authorities have located the area where the incident occurred and those involved in vandalism would be held accountable. We have located the area and we will have those involved arrested soon. Takhtabai is known for its relics since it was a part of the Gandhara civilization. Excavated in 1836 for the first time, archaeologists have dug out hundreds of relics made of clay, stucco and terracotta in the area. Pakistan Aviation Authority has suspended 15 more pilots for possessing dubious licenses, taking the number of those taken off duty for flying with fake credentials in the country to 93, according to a media report on Saturday. They were suspended by the Aviation Division on Friday. These are among the 262 pilots who were grounded and put under investigation by the Aviation Ministry last month for processing suspicious licenses, according to the Dawn newspaper. The licenses of 28 other pilots have already been cancelled. Abdul Sattar Khokhar, spokesman for the Aviation Division, said a total of 262 pilots were identified as possessing fake licenses by the Board of Inquiry and grounded immediately after identification on the instructions of the government. He said out of these 262 pilots, the federal cabinet had approved cancellation of the licenses of 28. These 28 pilots will not be able to undertake any flying duty and their licenses have been cancelled after proper legal procedures under which the pilots were given an opportunity of hearing. The matter was twice deliberated by the cabinet before the decision. The process of verification of licenses of 93 pilots have been initiated, while the investigation of the remaining 141 cases is expected to be completed within a week. The University Grants Commission on Saturday said that 194 universities in the country had conducted final year exams for passing out students, stressing that examinations are an integral part of the education system and a measure of students' learning and competencies. The UGC released a statement even as a number of states like Punjab, Delhi and Maharashtra have expressed difficulty over conducting exams when a pandemic is raging on. The performance in examinations contributes to merit, lifelong credibility, wider global acceptability for admissions, scholarships, awards, placements, and better future prospects. A larger number of best universities across the world, including US, UK, Canada, Germany, Australia, Singapore, Hong Kong, and other countries, have conducted or are conducting examinations by giving various options such as online, offline, blended or other alternative forms of examinations. The statement by UGC Secretary Rajneesh Jain said, the UGC has also asked varsities to conduct exams at least for final year students by September 30. The UGC statement said it had got responses from 755 universities, 120 deemed universities, 274 private universities, 40 central universities and 321 state universities on the status of exams. Out of the 755 universities, 560 universities have either conducted the examination or are planning to conduct. It said 194 have already conducted examinations, 366 are planning to conduct examination in August-September. In addition, 27 private universities which were established during 2019-20 to till date, their first batch is yet to become eligible for final examinations. Kolkata police has arrested a Nigerian national from South Delhi's Tigri neighborhood on charges of running an online racket that duped unsuspecting people across the country by luring them with hefty cash rewards. John F.A. alias Simon was arrested by officers of the Cybercrime Branch of Kolkata Police Detective Department on July 15 and brought to the city on transit remand. On Friday, he was sent to police custody till July 28 by the Chief Metropolitan Magistrate at Bankshell Court, Kolkata. It is a huge racket and the victims are spread across India. It will take time to find out the details, said Muralidhar Sharma, Joint Commissioner of Police, Kolkata Police. FA was running the racket which used to send fraudulent WhatsApp messages to unsuspecting people, saying their phone numbers had been selected for a reward of rupees 2.75 crore each, said Sharma. Recipients of the messages were asked to share their names, addresses and other details through an email address. The information was subsequently used to cheat them. That's all for now. Keep watching K News. This is Hardik Trivedi taking your leave. Be alert, be positive, be safe.